Am I recording? Okay, yeah. Alright guys, this is your boy 602 again, sitting up here up on the mountain, just taking a quick chill. And I wanted to make this video because I've been having this same subject come up for a while, and I've already answered this question, but apparently I need to elaborate a little bit more. Last year I made a video on should you buy a Hayabusa for your first bike. That video got over 100,000 views, hundreds of comments, and to tell you the truth, it's such a mixed bag of people saying, yes, you're stupid to get a Hayabusa for your very first bike. And then you got some that say, no, you're not stupid to get a Hayabusa for your first bike. And to this day, literally to this day, I still get people commenting on that video. More often than not, they're saying, I don't see a problem with buying it. What's wrong with a boost? What's wrong with a turbo Busa for your first bike? I ain't got much time to talk about this, so I'm gonna get off this mountain. I'm gonna get straight to the point, and I'm gonna try to answer some of those comments as I'm going, and I'm gonna kind of do it from memory. So if I mess this up, I may have to come back and do this video again. But the first thing that people say, at least from the people that I've seen, they've said, you know, a reason why it's no problem buying a Busa for your first bike. Some people have said, well, you don't want to go out and buy, you know, one bike to immediately turn around and sell it and then finally get you a Busa. Just get what you want first. You know what I'm saying? Get what you want first. If you know you want a Busa, get what you want first and then be done with it. Here's my problem with that. My issue is that if you're talking to a person with zero experience on the street, zero experience with motorcycles, period. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about somebody that's got experience on dirt for 20 years or whatever, or somebody that rides bicycles. This is totally different. How does a person that's inexperienced know really what they want? You know what I'm saying? They see what they like, or they, you know, have friends that ride big bikes like this, and that's what they like. It's not based off of any experience whatsoever. So to tell somebody, you know, yeah, go out and get that bike that you've never ridden, you don't have any experience with whatsoever, is just crazy. And you learn so much on smaller bikes before you know what I'm saying, before you want to jump on a big bike, you have an opportunity to learn so much on a beginner bike. You know what I'm saying? You have so much opportunity. You get to learn how to drop a bike, how to pick up a bike. You get to learn so much. You get to learn how to use this throttle hand. You get to learn how to balance on a motorcycle. You get to learn how to corner on a motorcycle. That's why so many Busa riders out there, not all of them, but there's quite a few of them that do not know how to corner. Probably because they started on a Hayabusa and they're too scared to lean that bike over because they don't have any experience on anything else. So that's my answer to that question. So what if this is your first bike and you don't want to go out and buy a second bike, or you feel that, oh, well, if I get a beginner bike, it's going to be too small and I'm going to want to get rid of it after a week of riding it. Nah, trust me. If you're smart, you won't get rid of it right away. But if you really want the Busa, go ahead and get it for your first bike. Another thing that I hear about that people say why you should get a Hayabusa as your first bike is that for a mature rider, they'll be able to handle it. If you're a mature rider, you're going to be able to handle the bike. You know, you can handle it if you're mature. You know, if you respect the power, it just sounds funny with me saying it. If you respect the power, you should do just fine on a Busa. Here's my problem with that. How does a person with no experience know what the power of a Hayabusa is? How do they know? What are they going to base it on? Like them being inside of their car? No, they can't. A bike that has over 180 horsepower from the factory is different from even a 500 horsepower car from factory. What's up, girl? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the point of trying to argue this? You really can't argue this point. It just doesn't work. I don't see why people have this issue where they feel like, okay, if you're mature enough, you can be able to ride, or you can do whatever you want. As long as you're mature about it, you can do whatever you want. Nah, sometimes you need some experience. Maturity can only get you so far. I'm telling you. And the reason why I say that is because this throttle is addictive. See, like this right here? See, watch this. This is addictive. This is addicting! I don't care how mature you are. You want to do this. You're going to want to do this on this bike. So don't sit up here and tell me that you don't want to do this. I'm telling you. That's all you're going to want to do on this bike. 9 times out of 10, that's all you're going to want to do. You want to go to some wide open freeway or down on the street like this to impress your boys or whatever, you know, the girls, whatever. And you're going to do it. So don't tell me that you can be mature enough. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I know grown people that go out and do dumb stuff that claim to be mature every day. I don't understand it. But listen to, you know, your boy on the internet that's gonna tell you, yeah, you're mature enough. Go and get you a Busa for your first bike. You're mature enough. Just respect the power. Just respect it. Like if you start going really, really, really fast, you know, just slow down. Respect the bike. Appreciate it, bro. Oh, that's nice. That's what's that, a Ducati Diablo? What was that? Oh yeah. So I don't know if you heard what he said. He said he was gonna trade his Adidas for my bike. I'm like, dude, you crazy. That's what you find out here in the hood, man. That's what you find out here in the hood. Anyway, but yeah. It's just really, you know, this doesn't really make much sense for a person to do something like that. If they're already can't respect the power, telling somebody to do that is just, I don't get it. You can't tell somebody to respect the power on something that they've never felt, they've never experienced. But they're supposed to get that. That makes no sense to me. How am I supposed to respect the power on something I've never experienced? I can't respect that. You know, I know it's fast. Yeah, it's fast. Okay, but I don't know. I'm inexperienced. I don't know. It's just stupid. What's that third thing that they said? I'm trying to go off memory. Oh yeah, they say that, well, you know, I'm like 7'1" and I weigh like 500 pounds, and you ain't gonna catch me on some little 250. Nah, you ain't gonna catch me on a little 250. First of all, I didn't even say get on a 250. I didn't say anything about a 250. Somebody brought that up, like I ain't starting on a little 250 or something like that. I'm like, nah, I didn't say start on a 250. And even then, what's wrong with starting on a 250? I'm 6'3", I started on a 250. I mean, I look small, I look really weird on that bike, don't get me wrong. I look really weird, but I can tell you right now, I'm glad I did it because at that time, I wasn't mature enough. I don't think I could have handled it. I know that for a fact. And again, I didn't have any experience. I learned so much on that little 250. I learned how not to drop my bike after dropping it a couple times. I learned how to corner on that bike. As best as my little 250 could do, I did it. But don't let the look of being on a smaller bike stop you from at least getting one and learning the basics on how to ride on a bike like that. Again, I can't stress enough the fundamentals that you could be missing out on if you just choose to skip and go to a big bike. So I don't get that when people say, oh, the size, you know, the size matters. No, it doesn't. Size doesn't matter. Just get used to it. Just get used to the bike. Try it out. You might learn something on these little bikes, man. These little bikes are so fun. And that's why guys are buying Groms now. In case you haven't noticed, so many people are buying Groms, and they have so much fun on little Groms that some guys I know don't even ride their super bikes anymore because they got Groms. They've got the KZ125. They got the little, you know, little rascal. I had one of them things, man. That thing was hilariously fun to ride, and I learned on that bike too. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like a learning experience. I mean, the more bikes that you ride, the more competent of a rider you are. If you only ride one style of bike or one type of, I guess if you only ride one type of bike, then yeah, that's what your experience is going to be limited to. That's where your maturity level ends, because you only know to respect what you've experienced. That's the point that I'm trying to make. You can get on a Busa if you want, though. I mean, go ahead and do it. I mean, don't let this video stop you from getting a Busa if you really want to get one. But I've heard all the excuses and all the reasons. I shouldn't say excuses. I've heard all the reasons, and I'm still getting more of them to this day, of people telling me why it's a good idea to start on such a big bike for the inexperienced rider. I don't care how you slice it, you're not going to change my mind. If someone comes to me and asks me, I'm looking for a beginner bike, I want to get a Busa because they look awesome, I love it, it fits my size perfectly, and I'm a mature rider, I'm going to tell them, nah man, I don't know if you're ready for that yet. I don't even know if you're ready for that. You've never ridden before? Nah, I don't know if you want to do that quite yet. I don't know. And to tell you the truth, there are even people out there that get on one of these things, again, zero experience, and they do just fine. You know what I'm saying? They do just fine. They don't wreck, they don't drop their bike, they can be the most perfect rider out there, and that's great. If you're in that category, that's great. But real talk, like I said again, I'll say it again, you miss out on so much if you choose not to start off on a smaller bike. You miss out on so much. That's all I'm gonna tell you. If you want to know what that is, stay tuned, and I'll tell you why starting on a smaller bike will be much better, not only for your health, but just to, and if you want to stay tuned, I'll tell you why starting on a smaller bike is always better for you. Let me know if you see this video, guys. Woo! If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If I missed something, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a link to that video that I'm talking about in the description. I'm gonna go ahead and tag it too as well. Throw a little card up there for you so you can click on it. But let me know what you guys think, man. What reasons do you think you really can buy a Busa for your first bike and be a complete rider? I mean, that should be the goal of everybody, right? If you're gonna take up the sport of motorcycling, you gotta at least try to enjoy it to the full. And you ain't gonna do it just on something like this. 602 out.